Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. I'm ready to go into Salem. I'm excited. The Forbidden Advent Garden, Salem. Heh. Wait. Christmas in October? Wait. I just gotta look at that real quick. Oh, you're right. Yo, it's Christmas. You know, I don't mind that. Sweet. Oh yeah, it's an event I already did. Perfect. Heh. I can get more of my favorite nurse. But yo, I'm ready for this. I'm gonna use all the knowledge I got inside of BuzzFeed Unsolved. Yeah, I'm gonna say that I love that channel. I used to watch it like all through high school. So I'm ready for this. I'm gonna tap into the knowledge that I gained from watching that. So here I go. Boop. No, actually, a lot of my knowledge probably is like skewed though because it's been years since those episodes aired. Not bad at all. In fact, I dare say it came out rather well. Good morning, Sanson. Having a late breakfast? Oh, what a wonderful smell. Is that a crepe? No mash. This is a buckwheat galette. I heard we procured some lovely ham and found myself hooked after spending some time with the chef. Oh, in Japan it happened at the end of October though? Huh. Interesting how we're having the beginning then. So you're using ham, cheese, a soft-boiled egg, and... is that zucchini? It looks delicious. I've never had a galette. Which is surprising. Most of the crepes I get are savory ones. Huh, but I've never had that one. Thank you. I often had galettes just like this when I was growing up in Paris. They were originally a peasant dish from the Brittany region. It's even said they were served at a palace of King Louis XIV's mother, and of Austria. Ideally, I would have liked to pair it with a hard cider, but... Oh right, exactly. You couldn't do that because we've run out, right? Apparently, somebody broke into the kitchen and stole most of our alcohol. Really? Was it a thief? I think so, since a number of rooms also experienced inexplicable blackouts around the same time. Who would steal from our Chaldea? That's why I'm on the case right now. Holmes has been preoccupied with something in the hangar lately, so it's up to me to be the detective this time. In that case, I will gladly offer my assistance. Ever since the search for the 7 Holy Grails came to an end, what has brought me the greatest joy is the drastic improvements made to Chaldea's pantry. It's thanks to them that servants like us can enjoy seasonal delicacies and flavors from around the world. I'm so grateful to be able to experience so many wonderful tastes, but ashamed to learn that there is a thief among us here in Chaldea. Me too. Since Chaldea is still responsible for preserving humanity, managing our food and stockpiles is important. Well said, My head. I feel sick. Good morning, Robin. You seem a bit under the weather. Oh, morning, Mash. Don't mind me. I can smell the alcohol from here. Robin? He's clearly hungover. He must have drunk an immense amount to be this affected despite being a servant. Fortunately, this works out well. Here, Robin, drink up this onion soup. It'll get you hydrated and replenish some of the salt you lost. Robin, were you the one who raided our pantry? And yo, I'm so jealous, I love onion soup. Onion soup is so good. If that doesn't cure your hangover, drink a glass of water with some baking soda to reduce the acidity in your stomach. Huh. That's how you reduce acidity in your stomach, huh? Drinking glass water with baking soda. Ooh, the taste though. No thanks, I'm not drinking that. I've smelled rotting animals that weren't so rank. There aren't even any medicinal herbs in it. I mean, it's not like you're a witch or an alchemist or... my head. I knew it. You're still in a bad shape. What help could you be if there was an emergency right now? Won't you please consider taking Sanson's advice and having the soup? Also, I would appreciate if you could tell me what happened last night. And please, don't skimp out on the details. Last night? Okay, if that's what you want, I couldn't care less what Dr. Frenchie says. But I can't say no to you. Still, there's not much to tell. I just kind of ended up getting roped into a little drinking party the authors were having. Sometimes it's nice to just cut loose and drink like there's no tomorrow. Consequences be damned, you know? Anyway, the last thing I remember is Amadeus crashing the party and drinking the rest of the booze. After that, it's all blank. Ah, Amadeus, I swear. That man is a bottomless pit where alcohol is concerned. He always shows up unannounced at parties, drains the wine cellar as if it were his own, and doesn't even pay a single echo to boot. Robin, were you perhaps sent to raid the kitchen last night, as an errand boy of sorts? Now that you mention it, I think something like that might have happened. Ooh, good morning to you. I see. I'm glad I'm making progress. I knew I could resolve a small case like this without asking Holmes for help. At any rate, it seems clear that you were all getting plastered on Chaldea's reserves. Indeed, what a sorry sight. Yeah, not all of us were brought up with the luxury of using proper knives and forks for our dainty little breakfasts, unlike some nobles I know. I'm not a noble. Oh, is that so? Maybe you're not, but you aren't exactly one of us commoners either, are you? What's going on with Robin? Does he have some sort of problem with Sanson? I mean, he's angry. He has a bad headache. I mean, when I have a migraine, I'm extra angry. An alarm? What does that tablet of yours say, Mash? Let me see. It's a Type 3 alert. An abnormality has been spotted somewhere far away. I'll head for the command room. Could we turn it down? This sound is the last thing I needed with this headache. Robin, you need to take care of your hangover before you do anything else. Agreed. Once you do that, I shall take you to see the chief. To see the chef. Got it. Take care, Mash. Don't push yourself too hard now. Looks like things have finally calmed down. Guess they've got a handle on the situation now. Ah well, it ain't any of my business. I'm A-okay steering clear of the limelight. All those hot-blooded hero types can handle demon schemes and threats to humanity just fine without me. This soup really does hit the spot. Man, I want some onion soup now. Maybe I'll get some this week. I'm here. What's the situation? Morning, Mash. You're looking fluffy as ever, Mash. I guess good morning, Mash. Or actually, I kind of like the second one. You're looking fluffy as ever, Mash. Did you say fluffy? I'm afraid I don't know what you mean by that. but thank you, Senpai. In fact, you're looking kind of fluffy yourself too. Like here. But you've still got some bedhead. Okay, you two. It's too early in the morning for flirting. And the command room isn't the place. That's better. Now then, here's all the information we've got so far. You tried French onion soup last week, you didn't like it? Aww. I'm curious, what part didn't you like though? Then again, the onions here are on like the sweeter side. So like, it's like over here it's a savory soup with sweet-ish tasting onions and cheese. And sometimes there's like a little bread dome on top. And I'm like, delicious. You can fix your bed while you listen, Misaki. You can fix your bedhead while you listen, Misaki. First of all, we know that the alarm originated in North America. Also, sorry, Da Vinci, my hair is permanently messy. That's just how I be. We're detecting an incredible magical energy signature, but the threat level is fairly low, at least for now. At the moment, we're sending in a fleet of investigative drones to collect more intel and communicating with the local authorities. We're also coordinating with the North American branch of the Mages Association, since Chaldeas didn't observe this phenomenon. However, there aren't many association agents in North America, so I doubt they'll be of much help. Where exactly in North America is this coming from? If you'll direct your attention to the screen, right there. This image was just taken by one of our stationary satellites. The United States East Coast, specifically, an area north of Boston, Massachusetts. Come to think of it, it's still in the middle of the night over there, isn't it? Even so, it's so dark. I don't see a hint of light anywhere. It looks more like a crater than anything. That's right, it's pitch black. Complete and total darkness. We can't detect so much as a hint of artificial light within a perfectly circular 7-kilometer radius. This is no blackout or freak weather. Magecraft is the only explanation for something like this. Naturally, since it's covered in such total darkness, we don't have any other visual data. Do we know what's in the middle of this darkness? Ooh, you use French onion soup as the base for lentil soup? I gotta try that. That sounds delicious. As I recall, there was a port town near at this inlet. I think its name was Salem. It is a cursed name, both for the white man and for us. Geronimo. My presence was requested, and so I have come. Are you sure I can be of use, Da Vinci? My tribe knows little of the sea, after all. I'm sure, Geronimo. In fact, you're the perfect warrior for the job. The proud members of your tribe have been attuned to the land's voice since ancient times, so we could really use your wisdom right now. I see. So the situation has become so dire that you're making a formal request for my help. Ooh, hello, hello. Very well. I will be of assistance however I can. What about the people inside the darkness? Are they alright? At the moment, we have no way of knowing. So far, the US Army's reconnaissance drones haven't picked up any sign of the local populace, or even any radio transmissions. Simply put, 50,000 people who just finished their perfectly ordinary day have inexplicably disappeared. I can only imagine what the White House advisors are going through right now, in the run-up to the inevitable press conference. That's terrible. Could this be a demon god pillar? You mean One of the demon god pillars that escaped when G was destroyed? Yes, Misaki. This is almost certainly the work of a demon god pillar. That said, the extent to which it seems not to even be making an effort to conceal the insidious nature of this anomaly concerns me. In the other abnormalities we've dealt with over the past several months, like Shinjuku and Agartha, the culprits tried to keep their identities a secret. On top of that, most of those singularities occurred in the past. Hell, in Agartha's case, it was so thoroughly hidden that it was literally miles under the ground. But that is not the case here. It's taking place right now, and it's so obvious that even the US government knows about it. Neither of the other demon god pillars attempted anything like this, and that is truly worrying. Still, at least the singularity is is on a much smaller scale. It reminds me of Fuyuki and how it's only covering a single town. I mean, a single town, there's also Shinjuku. Smaller scale, only in comparison with what we have seen so far, you mean? But even now, I can see this tragedy unfolding before my eyes. I pray that the dawning sun will chase away the curtain of darkness that has befallen this land. So what will you do now, Da Vinci? And you, my friend? We have to get to Salem right now. Right, Senpai? I'm afraid I disagree. The time is not yet right. But there are people in clear and present danger. 50,000 of them, no less. We do not know for sure that this is not a trap. It is possible that we may end up being glad that only tens of thousands of people lost their lives there. We're still very much in the dark ourselves. And we know for certain is what Da Vinci said. Never before have we seen such a bold approach as this. I sense that the demon god lying in wait in this darkness is more cautious and villainous than any we have yet faced. Da Vinci, have there been any updates in the investigation? Any further details come to light? Yes, there's been a few more updates, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. When the darkness first appeared, it quickly expanded to its current radius, in just a few seconds before its progress suddenly stopped. Since then, it's remained completely static, at least from the outside. Mages from the association have sent in familiars, but we've lost contact with each and every one of them. Land, sea, low-flying air, no matter how the familiars attempted to infiltrate the darkness, not a single one of them has reported back. On top of that, the directors of Boston's Holy Church haven't been quiet about this either. This unidentified phenomenon precludes the use of spiritual evocations, sacrifices, runes, summoning circles, and anti-fortress and anti-army noble phantasms in the areas surrounding Salem. These areas include parts of Beverly, Peabody, Danvers, Marblehead, Swampscott, and Lynn. I know of none of these areas. We regretfully report that we have not discovered any evidence of magical involvement, nor can we completely rule it out in regards to the situation. All this means this phenomenon has taken the church completely by surprise. So it's safe to conclude that none of the persons of interest they've been keeping an eye on have gone near Salem either. You can tell this was a real bitter pill for them to swallow, especially given how proud they are. It's a bit of a surprise for them to throw up their hands in bafflement like this. Though, that's not to say they're at a loss for words. One of them went on to add, Were I to venture in my personal opinion, I might say that it seems as if the very hand of God himself has laid waste to the earth. Can you believe that? Sure doesn't sound like something a man of the cloth should go around saying, if you ask me. Well, it would appear to be a different god than the one their faith sees as the one true god. I've heard rumors about Chaldea staff being stationed around the world for some time now. Oh, hello, hello, how have I been? Suffering from the heat. But you know, it's just hot every day. It's just something to live with. But I had no idea they were also working at the Mages Association branches and the Holy Church. Of course they are. They're covert agents we've planted on site to blend into their respective areas. The Chaldea security organization hasn't just been sitting around twiddling its thumbs waiting for these stray demon gods to reappear, you know. These agents are just a part of our overall effort, though. I have to admit that it wasn't easy finding people with no familial or community ties to get to come work for us. Roman always excelled at hiring the right kind of people. He did leave behind a manual detailing his procedures, but it's just not the same. Ooh, hello, hello. And yeah, I can't wait for the summer heat to start dying down. Like, imagine daytimes that's not like in the 90s Fahrenheit. Imagine when the daytimes where the humidity is less than 70%. Still, it definitely helped. Once I knew where to look, it was just a matter of balancing the budget. I recruited mages, demonology experts, and exorcists, and stationed them in the cities of interest. Ooh, hello, hello. And Boston just so happened to be one of them. The other North American agents should all be gathered there by now. At this point, we're still just running recon. Since we're not on site ourselves, the best thing we can do right now is gather as much information as we can and figure out our next move. So, we wait for news from people we trust? Or get isekai there, you know? That's right. At times like this, there's nothing wrong with depending on others for help. You've really grown, Misaki. Trying to handle everything yourself is the height of arrogance and can lead you to terrible mistakes, and in the end, you're left with nothing but grief. I'm relieved to see that self-sacrifice isn't your answer to everything anymore. Still, isn't there anything we can do? Of course, plenty in fact. Now that the alert level has been raised, we're getting reports from all over the world. Somebody has to determine if they're authentic and whether they're related to what's happening in Salem. I'd like you to handle that, Mash. Understood. Now, I think it's about time we pulled in a certain great detective to help us out. His work in the hangar should probably have gotten boring to him by now, so he'll probably be in his room or just wandering around Chaldea. Misaki, would you mind speaking with Holmes yourself? Of course, I doubt you'll have much luck when he barely even pays attention to what Watson has to say. I see. Don't worry, we'll handle that too. I'll drag him here by force if I have to, just like Mr. Hudson. Mrs. Hudson. Besides, Da Vinci, have you been cooped up in here since last night? Aw, you noticed, did you? You're right, I was actually in the middle of testing a certain summon when the alarm sounded. Just between us, the timing couldn't have been worse. Even geniuses like me can make mistakes. For a moment, I'm afraid I might unwittingly cause a second huge Chaldea explosion. Please don't do that, Da Vinci. No. Not funny. Is there anything I can do to help? You say you wish to have a hand in matters of paperwork. I don't think such orderly, delicate work is suited for your talents, friend. For the moment. You know, it's understandable. My handwriting is poop. So I can't do paperwork unless it's typed. For the moment, why don't you wait until we're ready to act? You can catch up on your napping in the meantime. Yo, I like this. I can sleep. That is my new job. And I got up to last build 3. I finished that. I gotta go to 4 after this. I agree, senpai. Please let us handle this for now. I may no longer be able to fight on the front lines, but in return, I'll do everything I can to support you from back here. That's the sort of kohai I aspire to be. Thank you, Mash. Heh, heh. Totally not suspicious person going heh heh. Thanks for waiting, everyone. We're nearly ready to begin this operation now. What's more, this will almost certainly end up being the final ray shift. The final ray shift. Why is that? Because we now know that this is the very last demon god pillar, the last singularity to be observed on Earth. We may not have been able to determine where the demon god pillars that escaped from the Temple of Time had hidden themselves. But we were able to find the distortions in space-time they created wherever they went. Ooh, hello, hello. Not that we could have done that without Chaldea's, of course. It's those readings that are telling us this will be the last. The Mages Association and the UN have jointly decided to halt all ray shift operations following this pseudo-spiritron transfer. After this, barring authorization from the new director being appointed in December, we won't be able to ray shift anymore no matter what. That's disappointing to hear, but it does make sense. We shouldn't be ray shifting after humanity has stabilized anyway, since it does involve time travel. Exactly. Which is why the ray shift technology will be sealed away once we've dealt with this final instability. It's now been 72 hours since this large-scale disappearance occurred in the east coast of North America, with Salem at its center. Ooh, hello, hello. Let me start by telling you what we've learned directly from our own investigation and information gathering. First off, we've decided to call the darkness that sprang up out of nowhere to cover all of Salem the Mist. Ooh, hello, hello. Given how it absorbs all visible light and any forms and other forms of electromagnetic waves and doesn't obey any laws of physics, we're certain it is an instance of magecraft. Its scale remains unchanged since it first appeared. I mentioned earlier, a near-perfect circle with a radius of 7 kilometers. We also now know that mist extends upward to an average altitude of 600 meters. It's easy to enter this area, but so far, nothing has made it back out. Every one of the unnamed vehicles, unnamed surveillance units, drones, and closed-circuit robots sent in by the US Army has been swallowed up by the dark. Either that, or they simply ceased functioning the moment they got too close. They have also tried using helicopters. I'm told they're called Apaches, to lower the sensors, but all those ended up being destroyed as well. So, not even a single drone made it back? I'm afraid not. Each and every one ended up broken and inoperable. A number of journalists snuck past the Army's blockade and went into the mist themselves, but There is no sign that any of them have returned. The same is true of the trained animals that were sent in for reconnaissance, poor things. Nor have we been able to confirm any birds or other wild animals either coming from or going into the mist. Curses! Then it has become a completely barren wasteland. A barbaric land of darkness that does not suffer even a single watt to pass. We next try to fight magecraft with magecraft by bringing in our own mages. They sent in familiars protected by magical barriers, cyber daemons, automata, and more. Unfortunately, despite the local staff's best efforts, those ended in failure too. But as of last night, we finally received word that a single attempt was successful, returning with valuable new information. Could you not have just led with that and spared us all the extra nonsense? I mean, what do the US Army's troubles really matter to us? How dare you! Have you no respect for their sense of duty? My schedule was completely shot thanks to having to write a manuscript on such short notice. Just look at these bags under my eyes. Now, my friend, I understand how you feel, but let us not make molehills into mountains. The important thing is that our work is now done. Our duty has passed like a ship in the night. You there? Leave that alone. We need it for dealing with the mist properties, and to prepare our future countermeasures. It's especially important that you understand this part, Misaki. You weren't able to contact the inside, even with magecraft? Nah, the important thing is, why were you two writing a manuscript? I would say, is it The Little Mermaid, but that's before that event. Oh, that? We poor, feeble authors were beset by a storm last night, but I believe your attention would be better spent on the matter at hand. The only thing that made it back was a single mechanical doll. It was originally designed to be a clock before a puppet master mage, disguised as a clockmaker, repurposed it. Ooh, hello. It's made out of oak gears, cast iron nails, and baleen, a robot created without any modern technology whatsoever. This medieval robot managed to bring back sketches of what things are like inside the mist by automatically transcribing what it saw with its crystal pupils. Take a look at these. You know, those are nice sketches. A little blurry, but they're great. I see. Yes. This is definitely Salem. A peaceful run-of-the-mill village whose pious residents live their lives with integrity. However, this is not modern-day Salem. These sketches clearly show how it looked centuries ago. Right. We cross-referenced them with our records and found that they were identical to Salem in the late 17th century. Basically, the world within the darkness is 17th century Salem, as it was in colonial times. I see. That would mean it's still British territory then. No wonder the US Army was so completely useless. Be quiet! This cowardly invasion cannot stand. What about the 50,000 people who live there now? Remember, this is not the first time this land has been invaded. As we've established, the recorded observations are of Salem in the 17th century. The only way the robot could make such observations is if the past has been faithfully recreated, or if some manner of magecraft is displacing the area itself. Oh yeah, I saw people like tweeting about the Fate Strange stuffy. Yeah, I saw it on Twitter, and also on my recommendations on YouTube. It's fascinating to ponder, but the effect this could have on humanity is immeasurable. This is almost certainly the work of a demon god pillar, Still plotting to incinerate humanity. Demon God Pillar. That reminds me. Geronimo, you said that the name Salem is cursed. What did you mean by that? That's all in the past now. It belongs to history. Do you mind if I tell the story, Mr. Edison? By all means. Though we may wish it weren't so, this remains a part of our nation's history. Very well then. The town of Salem and its neighboring lands were home to 3 tragedies. The first was plague. When the white man came to our shores, he brought with him an epidemic that nearly wiped out the Massachusetts tribe living in Boston Harbor. The second was war, albeit this war was more of a massacre. The Wampanoag tribe members that managed to survive the plague put up a valiant fight. But in the end, their chief's skull still became an ornament for the white man's village. Never mind that the white man only survived the cruel winter thanks to the resources the Wampanoag left behind. In a stroke of truly bitter irony, the state would go on to be named after the Massachusetts tribe, and these events would be celebrated as a national holiday. Finally, the third tragedy that took place in Salem was the witch trials. This time, the white man went around killing his own kind. Fearing the devil's influence, they hung many innocent people. I trust you now see why I called it a cursed land. I do. Wait, trials? I thought the term was witch hunt. So, do these trials have anything to do with John? You know, first one. No, he speaks the truth. 'Twas witch trials that took place there. That said, these are but a farce of the court as we know it today. They were not but a pretense for the villagers to indulge their worst impulses. These were trials in the name alone, no more than an excuse for the church to exercise its power. The weak and unwanted were stoned to death. Even the densest of fools could see these trials for what they were. By the time matters had progressed to barbaric witch hunts, the wickedness and corruption had spread so far and taken such deep root that money changed hands unencumbered by virtue or concern for justice. Fire burn and cauldron bubble. They are merely characters who only ever appeared in works of fiction. I may have made use of them in myself in my own stories, but I have never once encountered the genuine article. Seething. Furthermore, those who claim these fictional beings are real in order to serve their own selfish ends are simply in denial of that delusion. In mine own time as well, people sense the truth through skin and scent. Even if they did rarely put pen to paper to express what they truly thought. That there is indeed a collective unconscious that fears witches and their curses. Now that some time has passed since then, I wonder what things are like in the modern day. I believe that is less relevant than one might think. I have no interest in determining where in history late 17th century Salem should fall. Hello. Nevertheless, it is abundantly clear that piety was not the only thing Puritans brought to the New World. Those who loathe sin, and who would judge sinners by their own hands, are inevitably the sort who wish to engage in sin themselves. Such people will always exist, no matter the day and age. It is a fundamental aspect of the criminal mind. So, what then? Is a witch a criminal? A victim? The answer to that question has changed as people's beliefs have shifted over time. as one who understands the mysterious and the mystic, and rejects the guidance of an unknowable god. I would say the witch trials are exactly what their name suggests. A lawful process used to pass judgment on so-called witches. An attempt to manage the frenzied panic of a witch hunt in a stylish, civilized manner. Of course, offering madness a seat at the dinner table after it comes barging in unannounced, does nothing to change its inherent nature. Ooh, hello, hello. Thus, the persecution of witches continued unabated in the West until it accumulated into its final chapter in the New World. Ironically, in Salem, a land steeped in pious faith. It was there where the devil truly ran free, where reason and desire, scientific spirit and occult mindsets came together. Enough! Put the violin away! What possible use could it be here? If you just want to hear yourself talk, then go to your room where you won't bother anyone. Oh, was that a bit long-winded? And here I thought I was being considerate by drawing the listener in with generous amounts of exposition. Ahem. I think that's enough witch trial talk for now. For my part, over the last few days, I have been investigating whether there might have been any changes in the past events. I've been checking the repaired foundations over and over for signs of instability. I haven't overlooked anything, and yet something is still going on. There's something about the singularity that's unlike any we've seen so far. Some small distortion that threatens the very rules of our world. The data is indeed accurate, and this case is undeniably clear for all to see. Which would mean the culprit is closer to a god than a human, a demon god to be precise. It is certainly no surprise that a demon god pillar would act veiled in secrecy. But even mysterious acts like this are bound by incontrovertible rules. However, these rules cannot be tested from the outside. To do so, one must venture inwards, to get, as they say, up close and personal. Holmes is right. If we can't get information that makes sense from the outside, then we have to investigate from the inside. Master Misaki, as Chaldea's acting director, I am formally requesting that you be the one to enter the mist. I want you to investigate whatever is inside, rescue as many people as you can, and find the demon god pillar and destroy it. Yes, ma'am. Okay, but how exactly do I do that? You know, yes, ma'am. I'm just gonna waltz on in. I'm gonna run through the mist and believe. You're up, Mash. Right. The mist's bounded field. We've conducted a number of tests in our analysis of the one automata that successfully returned, and learned that the mist eliminated anything made with post-17th century technology. That's why the cutting-edge drones that were sent in ceased to function. What's inside the mist? Well, as the acting commander said earlier, there do appear to be humans inside. What's more, we believe that they are leading normal lives despite their confinement. Normal lives? Then, the people who live there are alright? But wait a moment, wouldn't they be panicked out of their minds? I know I would. I'm afraid Unfortunately, we just don't know whether those people are safe. We haven't gathered enough information yet. As you saw from the sketches, the area inside the mist has changed completely. It appears to be recreating Salem and the way its people live their lives in the late 17th century. Whatever the reason for that may be, that's where we need to begin. Wow, I'm impressed you figured that all out so quickly. How did you learn all that from an automata alone? Yeah, how did you learn that from an automata alone? Wow, you got 2 saber lilies back to back? Nice, congratulations! I still gotta get one. I want at least one. I have friend points I gotta use. This information we got from the Near Future Observation Lens Shiba. Incredibly detailed information too. Especially given that I was observing something in present-day space-time. Usually, Shiba isn't much help at all, so the whole staff was puzzled by why we were able to use it here. I'm sure there's a good explanation for it, but since we don't have the time to figure it out right now, I'm just going to chalk it up to an unexpected stroke of good luck. Indeed, truly, this is an act of providence. God has clearly seen fit to bless us in this dire time. Now, we should hurry and find a way through that field, whatever it takes. I agree, which is why Holmes and I put our heads together and came up with a possible strategy. A ray shift that results in the same era. Ooh, hello, hello. That way, we can send you straight to the heart of Salem without moving you across time. Why do I not have craft essences on my supports? I might have fed them to other craft essences. However, there are 2 major conditions involved with this plan that I need you to understand, Misaki. As I explained earlier, we get one round trip ray shift period. What's more, the number of people we can shift is severely limited. The Association has already forced us to shut down the reactor in Chaldea's basement. So we only have enough remaining magical energy for one last, large-scale round trip. But there are exceptions to every rule, eh? Humph. Just goes to show you can't cross a bridge until you come to it. We're not operating independently anymore. We can't afford to be optimistic, or even pessimistic. As for the second condition, you'll need a dress for the occasion so that you don't stand out in the 17th century Salem. Think of it as officially sanctioned cosplay. You know, that sounds fun. Officially sanctioned cosplay, I'll do it. It may sound silly, but we believe it will be essential to letting you move around in Salem unimpeded. Sounds great to me. I'll go first then. You can't. Why not? Bill, tell them. Indeed. Once we learned all this, Lady Da Vinci asked us to come up with a scenario for infiltrating the area. I nearly fainted when I first thought she was asking me to sneak in, so you can imagine my relief to know this is not the case. You do know you don't have to share every thought that comes into that swollen head of yours, don't you? Haha, after all, we servants are but a band of fools and eccentrics. As such, we're well suited to being actors. Thus, in this scenario, you will visit Salem as a part of a traveling group of performers, a troupe if you will. Humph, what a joke. The great William Shakespeare reduced to writing a script for a glorified circus act. I knew even before you put quill to the paper that, taking into account the inexperienced actors and the uptight audience, there was no way the script would be suitable. Haha, now, Anderson. There's nothing more delightful in a story than a surprising and well-conceived twist. In this case, we hardly even need world-class talent. Of course, They would need to be able to perform in some fashion, or the whole ploy will be for naught. But a troupe is, by definition, a place where those who are otherwise unable to earn a living drift together, which makes it a perfect for camouflage.
Wait, hold up. You mean we're gonna be performing? I mean, why not? There's lots of events where there's like little acting cutscenes. Heck, there was a performance in the Gouda Gouda event.
Is there a problem with that? I think it's a pretty clever idea myself. As our witch servants will actually be joining this troupe. I decided to choose them myself, taking Bill's opinion into account, of course. Let me tell you, it was a terrible headache coming up with a scenario that fit these rank amateurs. Still, that's not to say it wasn't fulfilling. Go ahead and knock yourselves out with this manuscript. Just make sure you pay in full and upfront.
So then, neither Shakespeare or Anderson will be joining this mission. What about you, Geronimo? I'm sure Senpai would be greatly relieved to have you along.
I'm sorry, Mash, but I can't do that. I wasn't cast in this operation either. No doubt they thought my inclusion would lead to unforeseen difficulties, even as a member of the troupe. I would like nothing more than to help, but not if it means putting my friend in danger.
Oh, I see.
On the flip side of that, what's gotten into you, Medea? You loathe this idea from the very moment you heard it. You said you'd refuse even if we use a command spell. Does the fact that you've been standing around without making a peep mean that you still haven't made a decision? Well, I guess I'm still thinking about it.
You want to send Medea into Salem? Are you serious? Even if she's just going to pretend to be a troupe member, that's far too dangerous. After all, Medea really is
Exactly. Regardless of Medea's extenuating circumstances, sending a real witch into a place famous for witch hunts is the height of folly. Boring, dull, dim-witted. I should have expected no better response from a lion. Quite. There is not a hint of humor or adventure to be found in it. Indeed. Couldn't have said it better myself. Go ahead and laugh if you want. I'm used to being ridiculed by selfish so-called geniuses. But this is neither the time nor place to be discussing humor or fashion or patents. They are American citizens who have been swallowed up by this darkness. Their very lives are at stake. If you want to be funny, then save it for the movies.
I understand you're very patriotic, Edison, but I'm afraid things just aren't that simple. This may be the modern day, but we're dealing with a world from the past and a town of witch hunts where external support just isn't an option. Common sense alone won't get us through this. We need a specialist's expertise. That's why we're counting on Medea to serve in an advisory role. If a demon god is behind this, then it's going to be an extremely difficult mission. And there's no one better suited to find the line between superstition and magecraft than her. Of course, we really didn't expect this request to upset her like this, like it has. But if she changed her mind after sleeping on it, then all's well that ends well. But settle down. There's no problem here. No, wait. Let me try that again. There's no need to make a fuss over things that haven't come to pass, Mash. I swear by Hecate that I won't let any harm befall Master. You know, I trust Medea. She's a good healer.
What's this? Are you feeling a bit off today or something?
I was just in a bad mood last night. Anyway, it's up to Master to make the final call. Am I wrong, little writer?
I'm getting chills. There's something seriously wrong with her.
What about you, Mash? Are you coming along too? I... I... I can't. I was never part of the cast to begin with, so... Aww. Aw, Mash wasn't cast as a member. Anyway, now that you're all caught up, I'm going to go ahead and begin the race ship preparations. In the meantime, Misaki, I want you to brief everyone we chose to accompany you. Remember, we don't have a lot of time before you need to leave. I especially want you to keep in mind that this is our one and only chance to race shift. Okay. Oh. Hi, Mash. What are you reading there? What you reading, Mash? And man, I gotta start saving Saint Quartz too. I'm still salty about Himiko. She took like maybe about 400 Saint Quartz and she still said no. She's like, I can't find your Chaldea. I think I'm lost. So she's gonna visit me next time like Merlin did. And Saber Astolfo did. Someday, one day, sobs. It's always the support characters. I don't know why, but support characters don't like me. You know, attackers be fine, but support is like, nah. Nah, nah, nah. Oh, this? It's the file for this mission. Did you already finish your briefing? Me? Don't worry, I'm fine. I've been working pretty hard these last few days, but I'm feeling better now that I've had a bit of a break. Compared to what you and everyone else who's about to head to Salem must be going through. I'm sorry, you're right. Looking back now, I have been a bit discouraged. It goes without saying at this point, but I'm not a combatant anymore. I'm Da Vinci's assistant and a summoning circle engineer. Having an ordinary Chaldea staff member like myself go into somewhere like Salem would only put me and everyone else in danger. I just wish there was some way I could be useful. Useful. That's it. Mash? I'm sorry, Senpai. I just remembered something urgent I have to do. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to prepare right away. See you later. What was that all about? Now that was some impressive Kohai power. I believe in you, Mash. Man, when I think of attackers, the ones I think that like me the most are probably... Berserker, maybe? I mean, those are the ones I love the most. But I think most of the ones that came easily were Berserkers. Second would be Arts, I think. Yeah, methinks. Yeah, probably Arts, considering I got NP5 Hajime-chan. I didn't think he would come home that many times, but yo, he was like, you know what? I like your Chaldea. Your Chaldea's pretty comfy. I'm like, come on, put in a good word for me with the others. I want more Shinsengumi members too. Okay, it looks like everyone's all set. We'll be sending a party of 6 into Salem, including Misaki. Once again, do not let your guard down after making your way past the bounded field. Make sure not to say or do anything that would give away the fact that you aren't originally from the 17th century. Alright, initiating race shift sequence. What? Wait! Please, take me with you to Salem. Well now, that's a pretty last-minute request, but I'm afraid we've already filled in all the roles we need. There aren't any other. Yes, there is. I've heard that troops like these have a prompter who works behind the scenes to feed the performers their lines. In that case, I believe Senpai will need a dependable kohai to be her secretary. I approve of this. Secretary Mash. Yep, I approve of this. I want to give her a nice secretary outfit now. Don't worry about the scripts. I've already learned them all by heart. I dare say, he won't find a better prompter than me for such short notice anywhere. So once again, I request to accompany the rest of the troupe. Of course, I'm certain I can be useful as an on-site Chaldea staff member as well. Way to go, Mash! I second that request.
You memorized their entire script? Well, well, I'm impressed. I certainly can't argue with that. What do you think, Mr. Showbiz? Does your script need a bit of support? My script is nothing less than perfection itself. However, even a perfect script means little without actors to bring it to life. A prompter to feed the performers on stage their lines, you say? Such a role could be crucial to ensuring the success of a performance put on by an amateur cast. Above all, I cannot help but commend her for memorizing the entire script. As such, I am more than happy to support Mash's request. Besides, if the troupe cannot perform convincingly, they are certain to come under suspicion. To be honest, I think this would be a great help.
What do you think, Geronimo?
I'm afraid I can't concur. Having a young girl accompany a troupe of performers is bound to invite some misunderstandings.
Wait, what do you mean? Having a young girl accompany a troupe is bound to invite misunderstandings. I'm coming along too, you know.
It would be dangerous, even without the threat of combat. But I will say that Mash seems to have taken all that into consideration. In which case, I believe this is Master's decision to make.
I honestly did think I could use an assistant. What if we say she's I mean, the troupe's little sister? Little sister? Yeah. She can be my little sister, I guess.
Little, if anything, I believe Mash would be more convincing as your older sister.
Ah. Okay, she can be my older sister.
I'll warn you now, Misaki. Such a pretense would only invite further suspicion.
You know, true. I can't say we're sisters if we're gonna flirt, every so often. That'd be too sus. Me, playing Senpai's older sister.
I can see that you're set on this, and the other party members don't appear to have any objections. If Misaki's okay with it, then I have no real basis to refuse Mash's request. But let me give you this warning. Integrity won't keep you safe in a world of abnormalities. Sometimes, you'll need to be a straight-up sophist, or look the other way. At times like that, you'll need to weigh your own principles against the mission's success.
Understood. I'll keep that in mind.
I'm counting on you, Misaki. Good luck.
Okay, everyone, we're off. To Salem.
Alright then, in that case, I hereby issue the Remnant Order's final command. Master Misaki will arrive at the Salem Singularity at the current time. Make sure to make full use of all your experience to date, and see to it you come back safely from this especially exceptional mission.
I got this.
Excellent. Everything looks good with the ray shift. Okay, let's get back to our monitoring duties. All servants remain on standby until further notice. Do you think it was a good idea to let her go along? I knew that Mash would want to go. You were the one who was most against it, Da Vinci. I've nearly been accused of being a witch myself,
Oh, not in the broom-flying, wand-wielding, people-cursing sense, so much as being thought of as a heretic. Somebody claimed that the autopsies I did for research were evil rituals. I'm sorry to say that back then, I didn't handle it very bravely. Instead of standing up for what I believed in, I found myself at a loss for words. I turned my back on the truth and had to lie about who I really was. Over time, that kind of pressure starts to eat away at you. It's like a poison more than anything else. I just thought that Mash was a little young to go through that kind of torture.
Don't be silly. Those two have all seen nearly every side of humanity by now. The ugliness of the witch trials should be a nice bow on the whole thing.
Ooh, hello, how goes the playthrough? Pretty good. I'm excited to go to Salem. I'm gonna use my past memories of what I know about Salem, though it's probably scattered with other thingies. And I still gotta farm a little bit more for the Gouda Gouda event. The shop is almost bought out. I just have a few more items. Also, I maxed the craft essence, the damage one. I got lucky. I finally got a drop yesterday. I felt so proud.
Besides, the very notion of sending a troupe of performers into a Puritan village was utter lunacy from its genesis. Indeed, fighting fire with fire, as they say. Ha ha ha!
Huh? Where are Misaki and the others? Did they already leave?
Huh? What are you still doing here?
What's going on? Was there a problem with the ray shift?
Oh ho! We seem to have gotten our twist rather early in this story. How delightful. How is it delightful? This is terrible. Is there no way we can contact them?
I've been knocked out this whole time. That wasn't me who went along. Well, we got a imposter among us. There was someone just pretending to be me, using magic as a disguise.
So we're dealing with someone capable and of outwitting a witch. This is bad.
If you're here then, who's the Medea who went to Salem? Medea Lily with makeup to look older, like her older self. Ooh. Ooh, you managed to do the challenge fight? Nice. That one was fun. I used Nobu to assert my dominance because I wanted Nobu against Nobu. Okay, unknot before dawn. Boop. Okay, good. I can bring along people that I'm used to bringing along. Perfect. Might as well raise my bonds, you know, as one do. Wait, power down?
Shoot,
Well... I feel so bad for casters. Thank you. Oh man, poor casters, they're so unloved here. Oh, that is the biggest oof. Oh, they get a bond boost though? Okay, you know, that's fine then. If that's the case, you know, I might as well raise my love with Merlin as one do. But oh, that's the biggest oof, they get a debuff. But you know, it's fine. Debuffs are fine as long as you still get other stuff. In the end, I will force Merlin to love me. Let me steer a tiny bit. Man, I'm so blind right now. I need more caffeine. I'm so tired today, but I was too lazy to buy an energy drink. I was too lazy to even get myself a pumpkin spice latte for getting a 50 out of 50 on a test. This is what happens when laziness consumes you. The lazy life chose me. Nah, I chose the lazy life. I can't even deny that.
But you know, this be fine. Let me just bring out my usuals. I haven't used you, my bestie Space Ishtar, so I'll bring you along. My best bodyguard, and I'll bring along my boy. And in this case, I'll bring along casters. I gotta gain some love with them. Alrighty, time for some caster love. Might as well do this. Yeah. They're just gonna be in the back looking cute. Boop. Heh, heh, heh. And what time is it over there? 8:12 p.m. Early in the night. But still pretty hot. Does this mean we've made it inside? It looks like we're in a forest outside of Salem, sometime before daybreak. I mean, that is what we're trying for, but it's so dark, even for night. Is everyone alright? Also, I wanna see what our troop cosplay looks like. I'm still getting my bearings here. Sure doesn't feel too hospitable enough, though. I'll tell you that much. I figured it'd be pitch black inside the mist, but it's actually a lot brighter than I thought. Okay, Robin Hood's with me. I thought the people that I was talking to in the first cutscene would have been the ones coming in my party, but nope. I'm impressed, Robin. I should have known you'd have great night vision. I can barely see anything. Do you think you could take guard duty? Sure, you got it. I'll check our watches against the stars later to make sure we're all synced up too. Well, that didn't take long. I've already got eyes on someone suspicious. Looks like a guy, but that's a witch if I ever saw one. Just look at his beady evil eyes. Beady evil eyes, huh? Oh, okay. I was like, uh-oh, fight scene already. I mean, this could turn into a fight scene. Them just beating each other up. Are you talking about me? That's rich. If I were you, I'd hope no one mistakes me for a bandit and shoots me. Stop that, you two. You should at least try to act like reformers. What if someone overheard you? Good point. Wait, what the? Damn, you scared me. Oh, I know you. You're Crown Prince Neza, one of the newbies. You've been standing there so still that I mistook you for a wax doll. Dolls lack capacity for thought. Oh! In the trailer they show the outfits at least? Oh man, I'd want that as like a Spiritron dress for myself and MASH. You show no sign of thought. Does that mean you are a doll? Ouch, that's harsh. Guess I deserve that. Sorry, just forget I said anything. Is everyone here, MASH? Oh, this is where, like, Neza's introduced then. Just a moment, Senpai. Slowly but surely, my eyes are starting to adjust to the dark. Over there, is that... Medea? It is you, right? Can you come closer, please? We need to stick together right now. I know. Ray shifting. Whoever thought it was a good idea to combine magecraft and science? I don't think I'll ever get used to this feeling. Ooh, the song used in the trailer is really good. Oh man, I gotta look up the trailer then. And the song. Anyway, that's all 7 of us, including Senpai. Everyone, please make sure you have all your things. Then we'll be on our way. Okay, let's go find the village. Man, I can't believe we're all stuck walking. You'd think Da Vinci could have planned something a little more convenient. Besides, if we had a covered wagon to ride in, it'd go a long way towards helping the locals buy what we're selling. You really do love complaining, don't you? We were only able to bring a bare minimum of equipment we need. We'll just have to make do with what we've got. That's always how it is with race chefs. If we need anything else, then we procure it on site.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to procure a wagon and a horse. Did we bring any money? Oh, Neza was first introduced before the fifth singularity in Sanzang's event? Oh! Then they waited a long time to implement, huh?
Yeah, I know. We're traveling performers, so we don't have a whole lot to our names. Guess I should be honored that the bard himself came up with our little bit of theater. Come to think of it, we ought to decide on a name for our merry band. Any ideas, Master?
I was wondering about that too. We should figure that out before we run into anyone. Okay, let's go with the Misaki Company. Yep, that is our company. It's the Misaki Company, founded by me, Misaki. Who would have guessed?
Heh, the Misaki Company, huh? That's great. What's so funny? It's not all that bad. You really don't have any manners, do you? Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a little too witty for you? I didn't know you great scholars were so hard-headed. I gotta say though, don't you think that it's not all that bad? It's kind of condescending as praise goes. I didn't mean it like that, but now that you mention it.
Don't worry, I don't mind. I know what you meant. Don't worry, I don't mind. You guys are just not proud to be a part of the Misaki Company. I understand, but it's my company.
Thank you, Ringmaster. You're very kind.
Senpai, I can't help but notice that Robin and Sanson are always at each other's throats. Well, one's the poster boy for irreverence, and one of them is basically Mr. Reverence.
Whatever. I know we prepared for it, but it's not like we're for sure gonna put on a play. I just as soon not cross a bridge if I don't have to.
Don't worry, I can always entertain with my dancing. Besides, we also have two beautiful stars right there. Right here, right?
Me?
I know that Neza is an important character in many Chinese operas, like Journey to the West, but... You're not also talking about me, are you? I sure am. Wait. Two beautiful stars right here. Okay, Neza's beautiful, Mash is beautiful. Oof! What am I? First, Geronimo calls me old, and now Matahari calls me ugly. Also, they made fun of my troop name. I see how it is. You know, I'm just gonna be in the corner. Oof. If I have to, I'll even bring Master up on the stage. If she has to, she'll bring me up. I'm the third choice, y'all, or the fourth choice technically. It's fine, I understand. I can hear the sweet sound of applause now. I'm game if Mash is. You know, I can hear the sweet sound of the applause now. Senpai.
If that is your wish, Master, I shall do my best, I believe. The expression is, knock them dead? That doesn't mean actually kill them. It's all pretend, got it? So don't go shooting at us, or the audience. Oh, and there's one last thing I want to make sure of. I get we're gonna try to explain our wear outfits as being performers' costumes, but isn't it gonna be a problem that we've got some obviously Asian people here with us?
That's why we're traveling performers? Excuse you, Robin Hood. I mean, I understand where he's coming from, but we're performers. We can be from anywhere we want to be.
I think we should be okay there. I was concerned about how Senpai would be received here, so I checked our historical records. The late 17th century was also the tail end of the Age of Exploration. At the time, most of the interest in colonization had moved to the New World. But Europe already had a strong connection to Asia, thanks to the East India Company. They regularly imported spices from Southeast Asia, textiles from India, and tea and ceramics from China. So since Salem was a British colony, and would later go on to be a thriving port town with lots of trade, the people here may not exactly see Asians every day, but they also shouldn't be so unusual that it would make them distrust us.
Yay! Yay, I'm not that sus looking then. Yay!
Huh, that's so? Figures that tea would be one of the great British Empire's 3 base desires. Be that as it may be, we should still prepare ourselves to be treated with prejudice. Indeed, what's more, we do not know for sure that the culture here is the same as the 17th century Salem from our history or not. By the way, Misaki, is there a way for us to contact Chaldea here? Huh? You mean our communications device? Didn't Da Vinci explain all this to us herself, Medea? I was present as an assistant myself, but I was preoccupied with making sure Senpai didn't nod off. Yes, of course. I just wanted to review the information, given how important it is. What was the deal with that again? We can never return to Chaldea ever again. I'm gonna be dramatic. We can never return. Huh? You're kidding, right? Don't tell me we're stuck here forever. Yes, she's kidding. Oh, Senpai. I have a special device for that purpose, though it will take time to set up. So we won't be able to report our safe travel back to Chaldea until that's done. Can anyone at all use the device? No, only Senpai. Ordinarily, this area wouldn't permit any kind of magical communication at all. But I was told we can get around by linking the key mechanism to Senpai's command spells. Since Senpai has a strong connection to all the servants still at Chaldea. However, this method makes use of a backdoor, a byproduct of sorts that happens when Shiba acts up. So I believe it'll only be used for this particular ray shift. That said, it is not as though we're pressed for time. The important thing is that our ray shift here was successful. I see. They really thought this through. Is there something important you need to contact Chaldea about? No, I was just curious. Hold it. I see a light up ahead. It's a campfire. Oh, does this mean we're already in the center of Salem? I doubt it. If that were the case, we'd be seeing fields long before even a hint of houses. There's a fair few people. I can hear them chattering amongst themselves. We ought to keep out of sight and move in for a closer look.
Yo, we're gonna crash a camping trip.
Do you all have your white ash branches? These are magic wands. Now it's time to rap on the door. Tap it 3 times against the earth, against the invisible door. Rat-a-tat, 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 tap.
This door leads to the world and beyond, and once it's open, a spirit will appear and gift us with a prophecy. What kind of prophecy, Abby? It will tell you things about the future you desire, the boy of your dreams. And also, glimpses of a far, far away world that's nothing like our own. The spirit will whisper what you must do to make your dreams come true. I want a dress that's even whiter than snow, something that's sure to catch his eye. I want to be a brunette, with hair dark as a raven's feathers. I want to know who I'm going to marry one day. Eek! Okay then, everyone. Make your wish as you throw your wands into the fire. Shall we sing Tituba's magic spell too?
Tituba's the best maid. Like, she sounded cool in the video that I watched before. Like, she seemed chill.
Yes, let's.
Okay, what the hell is that? They look like they're girls from the village, but they're all acting, well, crazy. Robin Hood, what do you think kids back then, or kids over here in this time period do for entertainment? It's not like they can go on YouTube and just watch some videos or play games on their phone. No, they don't have any of that. So what else do you do when you're bored in the middle of the night with your gal pals, right?
Aw, look at how much fun they're having dancing. I wish I could join them.
But what are girls that young doing out this late at night? They're just doing girly things, you know? Could it be a trap or some sort of magecraft ritual?
Do you sense any magical energy, Medea?
No, but... Oh, this is bad, very bad.
What is?
If anything, the opposite. I sense nothing since we came here. Our magecraft has been severely weakened. Here, let me prove it. Robin, Sanson, dancing girl. Can you change into your spirit forms? No, I can't. What's going on here?
Oh no. Are you no longer servants? Don't tell me you've been incarnated.
No, that's not what this is. It feels more like I've been crammed into a temporary human body than anything. I thought the Spiritron conversion felt a little weird, even after the ray shift. Man, this is gonna be a real pain in the ass. Who goes there? Hi. Hey there. Hey girl, I like your horn. Or your hair clip. Who are you? Robin, lower your bow. It's just a child. Damn it. I let my guard down when we got here. If she overheard what we were just talking about. Hi there, young lady. What brings you out here?
You're outsiders. Senpai? Keep calm and act troopish. Are those girls over there friends of yours?
I'm gonna act troopish.
You heard, Senpai. I mean the ringmaster. Oh dear, I guess you saw us practicing our secret routine. Really, Robin? If you're going to have an audience, the least you could do is get your lines right.
Oh, right. Sorry about that. I forgot the enemies don't show up until later again. Not a problem. First to act. First to win. All foes eradicated. Are you friend or foe? Do you offer us the blade or the hilt?
Neza.
Hello there. I'm sorry if we startled you. As you saw, Zatsine is not yet ready for his performance. But don't worry, we're not.
Ah, erg. That accent. Are you a French soldier? A fugitive? I have to get out of here. Uh-oh. She ran off into the woods.
You there.
Sense and Mash, wait. We can deal with her later. Something's going on near the campfire. Master?
Grrr. Uh-oh, there's some beasties.
Stay together, everyone. They'll pick you off if we get separated. What's going on? Why are there wild beasts so close to the village? Come on, Abby. Let's get out of here. But wait. Let me get a piece of the firewood. Otherwise... Ah! We have to stay together. Get back.
Grar. Grrr.
Eee!
Gra.
Yep. Huh?
Man, these New World beasties sure are rowdy.
Who are you?
We're the Misaki company, and we're here to put on a play for you. These beasties are part of our play. I mean, just an old dummy who didn't realize he'd been surrounded by wild beasts, young lady. Too bad none of them seem like they'd make a good dinner. Hell, they look hungrier than we are. Demonic presence. These beasts. Beasts no longer. Ringmaster. You don't mind if we throw down with these things, right?
Wait, Ringmaster. We need to help these girls first. Can't have these things acquiring a taste for people. Matahari, you and Mash get these girls somewhere safe. Yes, Senpai. Ringmaster. Your village is down that way, right? Then let's get going.
Yeah, I'm Ringmaster. That is I. Master's close enough to Ringmaster, I think. Methinks. Close enough to me anyways. If she calls me Senpai, they might just think my name is Senpai, you know? That's also not suspicious. That could just be my name, you know?
Hi everyone, my name is Senpai. Nice to meet you.
First name Senpai, last name Misaki. That's how it be, that be me. This is overkill, but I can't resist. Heh.
Great job, bestie. Okay, they're tougher here. I got this.
Yeah, these are pretty tough enemies. But you know, this be fine. I believe. This is the power of believing. The power of Buster. Oh, Himiko, I wish you came to me. Great job, power of Buster.
Ooh. Growled ones with S-curve growth like Avenger Nobu get way higher stats than they should?
You know, even better. And done. I'll go ahead with Master. You guys finish up here. What's going on here? It's lucky that these creatures weren't too strong, but... It seems our strength has been halved. Indeed. This strange false incarnation has more dire effects than I thought. At this point, we may as well be human. We might be in for some tough battles down the road. Yes, it is difficult, but worry not, Sanson. The Buddha always watches and protects in forsaken lands. That's very reassuring, Neza. How did it feel to you, Medea? Oh wait, did you sit that battle out? So it only affects combat. What is it, Medea? Don't tell me you're upset that we beat them before you could. True, we may have overdone it. That albino girl saw us fighting. I see. That could be very bad. Do we silence her? Be careful how you say things, Neza. I'm merely worried about one of those beasts attacking her. I'm going to go take a look around. Okay, I'll examine these beasts in the meantime. Are you alright, Senpai? Senpai? I mean... Thank you for helping us. We couldn't have escaped from those mean beasts otherwise. You've saved our lives. Sansa, Neza, and Medea are putting out the campfire. They'll be here soon. Oh goodness. Are you okay? Here, I've got you. I'm sorry. Now that we're out of danger, I was just so relieved that my legs gave out. I'm Misaki. Can I ask your name, and can you come to my Chaldea next year? Let me summon you, please. Especially your summer self, cause you're super cute like that. Misaki. Of course. I'm Abigail. I live here in Salem. Who are you people? You don't look like sailors or merchants. We almost never get pilgrims or travelers here, and you're all wearing such strange clothes. We're the Misaki Company, a band of traveling performers. This is Misaki. She may be young, but she's still the ringmaster of our troupe. Our troupe is named after her. We got lost on our way to Salem, and we ended up here in the woods. Performers? Oh wow, you mean you came all the way from Boston? That's wonderful. I've never seen a real play before. Everyone's going to be so happy. By the way, do you know today's date, Abigail? Oh, please call me Abby, Miss Ringmaster. Today's date... Well, it's already midnight, so... That would make it April 21st. Yesterday was a Sabbath. The year too? It's the year of our Lord, 1692. 1692, of all the years to come to Salem. Abigail, who are these people? We're performers, we're not suspicious. Oh, Uncle. I don't know what you're thinking, taking the other children out into the woods in the middle of the night. But I'll deal with that later. Yes, Uncle. As for these people, Uncle, there. Well now, traveling performers, The other girls tell me you saved them from a pack of wild beasts. And you're the troupe's ringmaster, eh? Miss Misaki. You must let me express my thanks. Let's see, it would be quite difficult to find a decent inn in Salem at this hour. And I can't have such upstanding young men and women staying at the same flop house as those ruffians from the wharf. Why don't you all come and stay in my home, if that's alright with you? That sounds great, thank you.
Wow. Do you mean it, Uncle? That's wonderful. It's the best news I've heard in my whole life.
That's enough, Abigail. You put all your friends in danger. You put all your friends in terrible danger. Once we get home, you will go straight to your room. You have only water tomorrow for your breakfast and lunch. And of course, you are forbidden to speak to our guests until I give you permission.
Okay. I understand. I will do as you say.
Oh yes, I still haven't introduced myself. I am Randolph Carter, a scholar. I adopted Abigail as my own daughter after her parents, my sister, and her husband passed away. Now then, it's getting rather chilly, and we can talk tomorrow. And we can talk more tomorrow. You'll feel much better after you've rested up from your journey in a nice warm bed. I'll have Tituba fix you up something to eat too.
I want food. Thank you, sir, for the food. A knot before dawn, no battles. Time to enjoy food. I wonder what I'm gonna eat here. There we go. Phew. Hey, Miss Moolah. Thank you for fetching the water, Tituba. I guess that'll be my lunch today. Aw, please cheer up, Miss Abby. Where are our guests? Inside. Uncle went off to see the Reverend. I'm sure I'll be scolded again later. I see. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm surprised she doesn't have her fluffy ears. True. It can't be Miss Moolah because she doesn't have fluffy ears. How's the comms coming along, Mash? I double-checked everything, Senpai, but I'm afraid. You know, when people stack up plates like that, I feel fear that they're gonna start falling. Like, not just due to earthquakes, but just randomly falling.
Is it not working? Well, that's not good. I guess not even Da Vinci's inventions always work perfectly. Oomph, oomph, oomph. Oomph, oomph. Neza, try swallowing your oatmeal before you speak. Come to think of it, weren't you supposed to be, you know, smarter? Cause stuffing your face when you're a guest in someone's home isn't really a good look, you know? Especially when it's in a village that doesn't exactly seem to be overflowing with wealth. Besides, oats are for horses, not people.
Excuse you, Robin Hood. Excuse you, Matcha. I, for one, love oatmeal. I can eat like a pot of oatmeal all by myself. And I've done that. Specifically, it has to be steel cut oatmeal that I love the most. I mean, I'll eat other oatmeal, but steel cut, that texture is amazing to me. But excuse you. Wait, then again, if oats are for horses, not people, maybe I've been a horse all along. Huh? Oomph, oomph. Oomph, oomph. Oh, Randolph Carter is the name of a character from the works of H.P. Lovecraft? Oh, cool. Especially if he's a standing character. I could do a much better job of preparing this dish, even with the same ingredients. This village just doesn't have the luxury of caring about food.
I do feel hunger in this body. It must be an effect of this false incarnation. Of course, I expect we would be regarded with suspicion if we were never seen eating.
Try not to be so uptight about it. It'll make things a lot easier if we go around playing up our image as a bunch of weirdos. I was actually able to check out the entire village. I also spread word about our troop a bit, so make sure you guys play along. You already finished investigating the area? It's not even afternoon yet.
Way to go, sis. Like you always say, first things first.
So, what is the story with this village? And I wonder if the oatmeal back in this time is more like steel cut or the other oatmeal, like the softer one. If it's more like steel cut, yo, that's even better. That crunchy texture, yum. Like Abby said, this is definitely Salem in 1692. All the villagers' stories lined up. They were Puritans who originally hailed from England. Most of them are farmers, fishers, and hunters, but there's also blacksmiths and cloth dryers, not to mention the Reverend. They're all industrious colonists who wake up with the sun and spend their days hard at work. There are a number of warehouses at the wharf, along with boats headed for England and the West Indies. Huh? That doesn't line up with our history. Salem didn't get a major wharf until... Did you say boats? As in sailors? Medea? I mean, that certainly makes sense given that this is a port town.
You kinda seem like Lily for a moment there.
Yeah, it's Lily with makeup on to make herself look like regular, like older Medea, you know? Don't you lump me in with that child. I guess there must have been an error in Sheba's observations, but still. I noticed other deviations from our history too. People still live their lives here, just like they did in our own late 17th century. But they're not all the same people. There are lots of folks here who weren't on the list of Salem's original residents. I haven't yet managed to figure out what it is they have in common, though.
I see. Guess that means this isn't the Salem of our past. For my part, I scoped out the local topography around sunrise. And while the distinctive topography and architecture is still all there, the rest seems kinda off.
Who would disguise themselves as Medea and have an interest in sailors? Clearly, it's Jason! I wish, that would be the ultimate reveal. Imagine if it was Jason,
The man, the myth, the legend. There's a bunch of stuff that doesn't line up with the historical files Chaldea gave us. Then, as we suspected, this village is actually a cunningly crafted fake. So whoever built this place is only using 17th century Salem as a cover, and has swapped out both the buildings and the citizens. Does this mean there's a major historical change on par with the singularity from the incineration of humanity taking place?
What about the people living in modern Salem? That's just it. There can't be more than 16, maybe 1,700 people here.
And I didn't see any place that could be used to keep 50,000 people who disappeared.
50,000 people. I wonder where they could have gone. And that's not our only major problem. There's also the witch trials. In our own history, 1692 was the very year when the accusations that started the witch trials began. This is a peaceful village, or at least, it looked that way on the surface. But I did also see farmers arguing pretty fiercely about who owned certain lands. They looked like they were nursing some major frustrations underneath their pious exteriors. I don't blame the girls here for wanting to step out and let their hair down for a bit, like they did last night.
I took a peek at their grain stores, and it didn't seem like they had much to spare. They must have had a string of poor crops. Seems to me that they just barely made it through the winter. This house just happens to be one of the more prosperous side. There aren't many homes here that could accommodate guests.
For that matter, what if the images we got from Shiba were falsified? I can't deny that's a possibility, but... My oh my, are you already discussing your next performance? I hope that means you slept well, honored guests. Oh, Tituba, right? That's right. My name is Tituba. I am Master Carter's servant. I'm Mr. Carter's servant. A servant? Her?
I apologize for prying, Tituba, but may I ask?
You wish to know where I'm from? I was born on the island of Barbados, in the Caribbean. A lot of people like me were. I may work for Mr. Carter now, but I used to work for Miss Abby's father. We were told that Abigail's parents passed away. That's right. They were both killed by native people in the forest. Miss Abby was very sad about it for a long time. I felt terrible for her. I don't know what would have become of her if her uncle hadn't come along. She's doing much better these days. It's wonderful to see her smiling and be happy again, but now I hear she was nearly killed by wild beasts in the woods. She must have been frightened out of her mind. Killed by the natives. Native Americans. So this is why Geronimo said he would be putting Master in unnecessary danger if he came along.
Most people would be pretty wary about outsiders after having their parents killed. But not her. She still seems real trusting.
Yes, she really is a very kind girl. She even goes out of her way to talk to servants like myself.
I hope you don't mind if we ask another question. Last night, there was another girl besides Abigail's friends who...
Oh, would you look at the time? I'm so sorry, but I need to get back to work. I hope you enjoy your stay.
Thanks for the food.
Master, a word if you don't mind. What do you make of that servant? She reminds me of someone I know, Miss Mula. She seems perfectly nice. That she was suspiciously good looking? I like the second one. You know, Master Misaki, be honest. She a pretty lady after all. You mean... preternaturally beautiful? No, I thought she was rather homely. That's homely to you, Medea? Or not Medea? How is she homely? She's beautiful. Or maybe she thinks that she looked better with fluffy ears, you know? I mean, I can understand that taste. Is something wrong, Medea? It's not safe to stay here. This place is being subjected to something more powerful than we realize.
Really? I say this place brings back some nice memories. The wind whistling through the gaps in the walls. The sour smell of horseshit.
That's what we be smelling? Well...
Oof. The head-splitting sound of the church bells. The bland, pasty food. The boring British small talk. Those hardly sound like pleasant memories. At any rate, don't forget that we have a duty to help those missing 50,000 people, Robin. Oh right, sorry I almost forgot about Frog Legs here, hopping along after us. Would you care to say that again?
Now, don't start that again, you two. Tichuba didn't do anything wrong. Why are you doing this? I think that came from outside.
That was Abby's voice. Guess the head of the house is back. Step aside, Abigail.
I'm the one who deserves to be punished, Uncle, not her. Didn't you say that yourself? Miss Abby.
The other girls and their parents say otherwise. They say that Tituba taught you a heretical ritual, that you all snuck out last night to attempt it. I had them promise to keep quiet about it, so that rumors don't spread around the village. What in the world were you doing in the forest, in the middle of the night, Abigail?
Is there something wrong, Mr. Carter?
Miss Misaki, I'm afraid my niece was doing something even worse than I believed last night. Unfortunately, I can no longer permit her to attend your production.
What? But that's not fair. Come on, we were all kids once, right?
This is no mere mischief to be simply excused. It was fortunate you were there to ensure no one was hurt. But Tituba must be punished, and harshly, for filling children's head with this nonsense. She will no longer be permitted to be in their company.
Punished? No, Uncle, please. She only told me because I begged her to. Please, Uncle, punish me instead. I'll take whatever punishment you see fit, even lashes. So please.
It's okay, Miss Abby. I'll be alright.
If I may, Mr. Carter, I understand how frustrating it must be to have a young girl under your charge, running off at night. You must have been worried sick about Abby to have come so deep into the woods searching for her. That said, I know that wild beasts sometimes go after livestock, but I thought that they usually stayed away from people these days.
That's true. But it's not just beasts we need to worry about. The nearby forest is very dangerous. Some even say that this island is cursed, that God himself has forsaken our village. Abigail?
Abigail? She just ran off. Mr. Carter.
Leave her be. As for you, Tituba, you are no longer to talk about your hometown, no matter how much the other girls beg you. Is that clear?
Yes, Mr. Carter. I promise I won't do it again. I'm so sorry about this. What should we do, Senpai? We need to look for clues about the demon god. What do you think, Mash? What do you think, Mash? You wanna go sightseeing? Honestly, I'm worried about Abigail. I understand that the mission comes first, but... we can go look for her. I see. So we'll split it up into teams and investigate the village further. Understood.
Our goal is to find someone trustworthy. Alright, Neza. What do you say we go check out the ocean? Detection ability, full power.
I'll stay in Mr. Carter's house, Master. It'd be dangerous to go around dressed like this anyway. And there's something nagging me about Tituba. I'll keep an eye on Mr. Carter too while I'm at it. Got it. Sounds good. I want to be the one that has to stay home. You know, that sounds like a good job to me. Another searching scene? Question mark?
Those must be the traveling performers. Oops!
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I accidentally tapped my phone too hard and I tapped my, mouse pad too hard. Oh gosh, that was bad.
Oopsies.
That was, my bad. That's what happens when you tap too hard. I gotta, my pressure on my mouse pad. I gotta be careful.
Those must be the traveling performers. What were they thinking, coming all this way to perform in a village like this? What a disgraceful outfit. I could never let my child see that.
I hope they put on a play about a romance between aristocrats. I like how the little girl's like, I want to see romance, while the adults are like, what a terrible outfit. Hi there, young man. I hope you come out to see the Misaki company perform.
I thought I was used to being stared at, but this is something altogether different.
Remember? We're supposed to be entertainers now, so you can't get angry no matter what they say about you.
I know, but I can't help being French.
I'm just as out of place here. Besides, you can pass as an educated gentleman as long as you keep quiet. In my case, I just come across as a Roma who came here to the New World to make my fortune. These villagers may not care for the British Army, but they don't have much love for the French either. In fact, this British settlement in France are currently at odds with one another. Only 40 miles north, the French army led Native Americans against the northern British colony, completely wiping it out.
Naturally, the British retaliated, and their respective colonies ended up fighting a fearsome battle. The competition for resources is fierce between colonies. War is all but inevitable. Truth be told, my great-grandfather, the first head of our family, was part of the French colonial army himself. He was deployed to Canada, but he must have taken part in skirmishes around this area as well.
Ooh, you also accidentally fast-forwarded somewhere around this point of the story? You know, there must just be a thing for this part of the story. I see. No wonder you have such complex feelings about this place. Retaliation after retaliation, soldiers sacrificing their lives to avenge the loss of their commanders. Is that why you and Robin are always arguing? You really should stop taking shots at him.
You're barking at the wrong tree there. He's the one who keeps provoking me.
And you're at least partially to blame for it. For that, as long as you're going to be working together, you'll need to find ways to get along. Sometimes, other people just have their own ways of doing things, and that's okay.
I'm trying to be as accommodating as I can. Oh, isn't that?
Yes, that's the girl we saw last night. I've been looking for her too.
I can't believe a Wadley is out and about in broad daylight. You've got a lot of nerve coming out now, when you never show your face at church, grumbling.
I'm just going to buy well oil.
Well oil? And just what are you going to do with that? Are you going to use it for another blasphemous spell or... Pardon me, has this girl wronged you somehow? Who are you? Oh, you're one of those traveling performers. That's right, my name is Sanson. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Tell me, what possible use would this girl have for oil besides lighting a lantern? What could she possibly have done to warrant such treatment? What business is it of yours?
Ah, Charles, we just talked about this.
Are you threatening me? No, that wasn't my intention. I apologize if I offended you. Humph, what a strange man, muttering.
He's gone now. Well, I guess that worked out in the end.
So, you do live in this village?
The fugitive. From last night? Your... performers?
That's right. I'm sorry for frightening you.
She hasn't let her guard down at all. Would you mind if we asked you about what happened last night? Anything you can tell us would be a big help. That really surprised us, seeing something like that happen right after we got here. Did Abby... say something to you?
Oh, so you're a friend of Abigail's? That makes this easier.
Stop it. Nobody's friends with me. Lavinia. My name is... Lavinia Watley. Everyone in Salem knows my family. and hates them. Did you think that old man was just yelling at me for no reason? I like how her horn became extra sharp there. He wasn't. The whole village hates what we're doing. I don't blame them.
So your family is tying you down. I'm Charles Henry Sanson. I may be French, but I'm not your enemy.
Are you defending me? Why are you being nice to me? Is it because of high luck? I'm an albino, a freak, a living skeleton.
All your albinism means is that you were born without enough melanin. That's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just a part of who you are. I don't find it ugly at all. However, it would behoove you to eat better, if you don't mind me saying so.
You're an idiot. If you want your show to succeed here, you should stay away from me.
We would never charge admission to children. Isn't that right, Matahari?
Of course not. We hope to see you at our show, Lavinia. If you would like, we'd even be happy to provide you a seat where you can watch in privacy without worrying about the rest of the audience. Then, I just have one request. What's that? Don't tell Abby I was there last night. If you do, I'll tell everyone else what I saw. I'll tell them you used magecraft to kill those beasts. I saw the whole thing. Why is she so certain about that?
So you wish us to keep your presence a secret from Abigail, do you? I can see that this is very important to you.
So, what will you do? Alright, we promise you won't tell her. Don't talk to me again, okay?
I'm afraid we can't promise that.
Oh, it's probably Watley or Waitley. Guess we got a problem on our hands.
Could be an ordinary child. Could an ordinary child be so unbothered after seeing a fight like that? The Watley family, I think we had better look into them as well.
That's all well and good, but you kind of looked to me like you cared more about her than her possible connection to the demon god pillar. Are you sure we can trust her?
I am, yes.
Really now? Well, never mind that for the time being. Let's go report this to Master. I wonder how Robin and the others are doing.
Robin, suggestion, listen.
Oh, she's another Lovecraft character? Cool. No wonder why she gets a special-looking sprite.
What is it, Prince Neza? If you got something secret to tell me, make it quick. Cause there's a sweet little tavern over there with my name on it. On duty, drink not, want not. I mean, Robin, listen. Have a suggestion. Yeah, what is it already? This area, strange, unrealistic, therefore no sense in sneaking. We capture villagers, question them individually, rational, efficient. We can handle anyone who resists. Concern, unnecessary. Aha, I see. No wonder you were cast in a period piece. Naturally. So you're kinda chafing under the whole slow, methodical investigation thing, yeah? I don't blame you. If we wanted to run in and start throwing our weight around to find out what we're looking for quickly, we could do that. We're servants and they're just ordinary people. They'd be way easier to handle than monsters. That said, I won't pretend like I've got everything all figured out, but even though we can feel the runaway demon god pillar's aura all around us, we're still trying to figure out what's really going on here. You still haven't been at Chaldea all that long. You weren't with us, traveling back in time during the restoration of humanity. Back then, we had to be real careful not to interfere too much, or we could have ended up changing history. There's a little chance of that happening here, but we've still had to be careful. Careful not to bring along anything that didn't exist in its time, so we could get in here to begin with. And we're dealing with this false incarnation of nonsense weakening us. If we just stormed in and made enemies of the whole town, we might have wound up dead. They could have brought a whole militia against us or something. We already have the option of brute force. We're necessary in other singularities. But here, I think that might actually be the worst thing we could do. I'm pretty sure Master's picked up on this too, you know. If you were to ask her, she'd tell you that violence isn't the answer here in Salem. It's kind of like we're trying to make our way through a dense fog with someone else holding on to our lifeline. Dunno about you, but I sure don't want to accidentally break one of this world's rules we don't yet know about and just get knocked right off the stage. As long as we don't know who we're up against, it's best to act like each step could be our last. Besides, we're out here trying to keep these people safe, remember?
Ooh, hello, hello.
This is a peaceful village of innocent people. We have no call to go around hurting them, alright? Pondering. Reconsidering. Understood. We'll play along. Really? Awesome. Good to see you can listen, unlike a certain frog I could mention. Right then. Let's go try some of that Caribbean imported rum. No drinking. Hinders investigation. Out of the question. Come on, you're kidding, right? Don't get all straight-laced on me now, Your Highness.
Robin, what are you trying to do? You're on the clock.
So the sea is right past those wheat fields. This whole area must be grassland. I read that land like this that's shared and managed by the whole village is called a common here. This should be the side Abby ran off to. I wonder where she could be now. By the way, Senpai, did you think there was something a little strange about Medea? I thought I was just imagining things before we ray-shifted, but now... You know, she was acting strange. No stranger than usual.
I mean, she is sus.
So you thought so too, then? She just doesn't seem like herself somehow. At first, I thought she just might be upset about how we asked her to come to a place that's best known for its witch trials. But then she was eager to help me set up the comms device last night. I'm just not sure what to think anymore. I'll see what I can find out. Yeah, I'll see what I can find out. I trust your intuition, Mash.
You know, I'll see what I can find out.
Okay, thank you, Senpai. Of course, I hope I'm wrong about this. We made it through the bounded field and into Salem. No matter how peaceful the scenery may be, this is still enemy territory. It's eminently possible we've played into their hands without realizing it. Look, there's a gold rabbit hopping around there.
Huh? Where did that come from? A gold rabbit? Where is it? Wait, that's not a gold rabbit. That's golden hair. It's Abby. Ah, don't tease me like that, senpai. I mean, what if I really thought she was a rabbit? I can't. I don't know how far away she was. Maybe my eyesight ain't that good right now. Oh, hello, Miss Ringmaster. Hello, Mash. Did you come all this way looking for me? I'm sorry for running off like that. I promise I'll go home soon. I would just like to stay out here a little longer. Abby. I'm sorry I made someone as wonderful and nice as you worry, Mash. I know it was all my fault. And I know that Uncle is just being sensible. He's completely right. I was thoughtless. And I put all my friends in danger. I even ended up getting Tituba in awful trouble when she didn't do anything wrong. And after she told me such wonderful tales from her homeland too. After all that, I shouldn't just be allowed to watch her show like I did nothing wrong. I don't know what to say to her. Is there any way we can cheer her up, senpai? Why don't we have a little walk? A walk? Okay, I love going on walks. There's a path to the beach down that hill over there. The wind's not too cold today, so it's perfect. So it's a perfect weather to walk. Perfect weather for a walk. It's really nice out, right? Yes, it's lovely. Oh, I almost forgot. Uncle said I'm not supposed to talk to the guests. What about talking to friends? You know, there's loopholes. Ooh, hello, hello. Do I have a specific favorite servant? I can't say I have a top favorite. I have favorites, but not number one. Oh yes, that's a wonderful idea. You're fun, Miss Ringmaster. Thank you, Abby. What are some of your favorite things, Abby? My favorite things? I'm so glad you asked, Miss Ringmaster. I have so many, it's hard to keep track. Let's see. One of them is definitely pancakes. I adore fluffy pancakes with lots of butter and crispy bacon on top. Oh, and more than anything, I love mashed potatoes covered with piping hot gravy. There's nothing better than that. Gulp. That does sound incredibly delicious. Gravy, huh? I've heard of it before, but I've never actually had it. What's it like? Mash? Mash, you have to try potatoes and gravy, or gravy with stuff. Just gravy in general. Mash. Mash. I'll treat you to a local moco. Gravy is delicious. It's like soup to me. Oh goodness. Mash, you've never had gravy before? Do they not make it in Europe? It's a scrumptious sauce made using the juices from cooked meat. The grown-ups all like to put it on turkey and steak, but I really love it on potatoes. It's not the kind of thing you have to eat every day either. You only get to enjoy it on Thanksgiving. It's too bad you and the rest of the Misaki company didn't come during a holiday, Miss Ringmaster. It has been a while since we celebrated anything, though. I see. Sorry to hear that. Still, the meal that Tituba made for us was, very good in its own right. I'd never had porridge before either, so it was quite, novel. She's never had oatmeal before. Wait, what are they feeding Mash and Chaldea? She's never eat this stuff. She's never eaten it. Again, one of my favorite foods. I love oatmeal. Haha, it's okay, Mash. I understand. You don't have to be so polite. Tituba does the best she can with what little we have. But I know that porridge isn't something seasoned travelers like you would really love.
No, it is. It is. I love oatmeal. I don't even have to add any sweeteners to it. I can just eat it by itself. I don't know why, just that flavor of like natural oatmeal just tastes good to me.
I'm sorry. I guess you saw right through me. Tituba cares a lot about being frugal, though I'm not sure why. Maybe it has to do with her own beliefs. So when she makes porridge, she'll water down the milk and skimp a lot on the honey.
You know, that's fine. I still eat it. She can cook for me.
I'm not sure if Uncle just doesn't mind, or if he likes how she saves him money, but he never says a word about it.
Wow, Tituba is similar to Miss Mula, huh?
Real similar, they could be cousins. There are so many things Salem is missing. Do you like this village, Abby? Oh, do you want to know how I feel about Salem? Nobody's ever asked me that before. I'm not sure how to answer. Were you born here, Abby? Yes, I was. There was a comet in the sky the year I was born. It was so big you could even see it during the day. I don't remember seeing it myself, but I'm sure it must have been a wonderful sight. Anyway, I'm sure Salem pales in comparison to somewhere like Boston. But even this town has a lot going for it. Uncle told me that its name comes from the word Jerusalem. You know all about Jerusalem, right? Every good Christian does. It's the holy city that was once ruled by both King David and King Solomon. The Knights of the Crusades headed east to find it, but our pilgrim fathers set sail for the west instead. When they arrived in the New World, they founded the towns of Plymouth, Boston, and Salem. It must have been really hard when they first arrived, but now ships come here from all around the world. And you saw how big our rye fields are, right? Can you believe this all used to be a woodland once? God was kind enough to let us put down roots and settle here. We're truly blessed. You're very proud about being part of a pioneer village, aren't you? Of course I am. It's where I was born and raised, after all. Isn't everyone proud of where they grew up? Yes, that's right. I think I can understand how you feel, if only a little. This is how history was made, after all. Plus, at this time, New England was still a British colony and hadn't yet declared its independence as America. America? Who's that? Oh, I'm sorry. Just forget I said anything. That's right, the people of Salem are still technically British, even if they did become colonists to seek their independence. I have to remember they're not servants and don't have any modern-day knowledge. Have you ever been anywhere else besides Salem, Abby? Well, no, not yet. I haven't left Salem in my whole life. Really? Not even once? No, not even once. Everything I know about Boston, I heard from others. I'm sorry for misleading you. I just love hearing about other towns and other countries. Say, Miss Ringmaster, you and your company have performed all over Europe, and the colonies, right? What sort of show did you put on in Boston? Did you stop by Jamestown too? Is it true that New York has stores where you can buy tea and porcelain from the Orient? Oh, I really wish I could see your show, but since I can't, could you at least tell me about the different countries you've been to? Would that be alright, Senpai? Sure, we can't tell you everything though. I'll ask your uncle if you can attend to. Really? You would do that for me? Still, I really appreciate the thought, but it's okay. I don't mind that anymore. But if you insist, could you please help Tituba? She's not very good at defending herself. If Uncle gets forceful enough in his questioning, she might end up admitting to almost anything. How do you feel about your uncle? Uncle Carter's very responsible, and quiet and strict. Everyone in the village is very pious, but I think they're also very stubborn, and they don't like to admit when they've made a mistake. But when Uncle starts talking to them in his calm voice, they always seem to accept what he says. I see. So the other villagers really trust him, don't they? Yes, they do. He teaches at Harvard, Divinity School in Boston, after all. Yo, Uncle teaches at Harvard? He studies the Orient there. I don't really know quite what he researches. But he always has fascinating things to share about foreign countries. He's told me some really unusual stories about faraway lands like the Qing Dynasty, I think. And the Mughal Empire, and a place called, Zipang. They're also fascinating. I see. It sounds like your uncle is where your love of foreign countries came from then. I guess he must be. Well, I do love hearing stories like that, but my very favorite thing is when I tell them to my friends and let my imagination run wild. I especially enjoy telling them to Lavinia. She's always so interested to hear them. Lavinia? Is that a friend of yours? Yep, she's the same age as me. So she was also born in the year of the comet. She's the best. I always love talking with her. None of the other girls have much interest in foreign countries, so they only ever ask boring questions. But Lavinia loves to read, so she knows all sorts of things. Sometimes, I even think she knows more than Uncle. Sometimes we even come here to watch the sea together. But... did you and Lavinia have a fight or something? Yes. This time you saw right through me, Miss Ringmaster. I must have upset her somehow, because lately, she just don't talk to me. I asked her about it, but she kept refusing to answer. So after a while, I got upset too. But she was still my best, most cherished friend. Being apart has helped me realize that. I noticed there was a number of friends of yours at the secret gathering last night, though. Does it mean Lavinia wasn't among them? I secretly sent her an invitation, but she never showed up, just like I knew she wouldn't. I wonder, could that be the girl who ran off into the forest? I talked to Tituba about this, and she gave me some advice. Ooh, good luck at work, Pokedude. She told me to be honest with myself and think about whether I'd done something to hurt her without knowing or meaning to. She recommended I ask myself 3 questions. So what were they? First, have I pretended to be someone I'm not? Second, have I jumped to any conclusions about her? And third, have I been neglecting to pay attention to tomorrow because I'm still nursing a grudge from yesterday? Tituba said that? I see. After that, I realized there are a lot of things Lavinia could be angry at me for, and now I don't know what to apologize for first. May I say something? Does Lavinia have white hair? And, very pale skin? Yes, that's right. Have you already met her, Mash? Yes, I actually saw her in the forest last night. I guess I hadn't told you yet. Really? Do you mean it? Then, she showed up after all. I'm so glad. I'm just sorry I didn't notice she was there. Now I have something else to apologize to her about. That's great news. So that was Lavinia, huh? Wow. So you saw her too, Miss Ringmaster? Some people tease her about the way she looks. Some go even further and say she looks downright sickly. But I think she's beautiful. She looks just like a star fairy, don't you think? If you ever make fun of her, I'll never forgive you. Nah, I like how she looks too. Especially the horn on her head. Don't worry. Neither Senpai nor any of us would ever do that. Hey look, I see a sailboat on the other side of the pasture. It sounds kind of heated over there. I can hear people shouting angrily. Did a new ship just dock? The sailors can be kind of rough. The wharf is just past the grassland, but... Eek! Senpai, that was a gunshot. It came in the direction of the wharf. I hope it's not a mutiny. It's the Indians. The Indians are attacking. Huh? From the sea? I'll go hide and take a closer look. Didn't one of ours head for the wharf? Didn't one of ours head for the wharf? Uh-oh. Yes. I believe Robin and Neza did. Abby, are you alright? Let's get you back to the village before... Gah. Huff. Huff. Abby? Outside. Can't go outside. Outside Salem. Nothing but pain and suffering. Everyone who comes from outside is... Well, that's foreboding.
Damn Oriental! Who do you think you were? Who do you think you are, pointing your blade at me? You ain't leaving here alive now until you get down on the floor and beg for mercy. A blade? Preposterous. Third-rate seaman. The true blade of my fire-tipped spear is red-hot flame. Your flimsy arms, will they continue to blunder? The next strike will be no mere scratch.
Why are they fighting in the bar?
The hell? This wench is off her rocker. And where the hell'd she get that thing from anyway? That was amazing. Did you just reflect her shots? Was that magic? Are you an acrobat or something? Grr, not an acrobat. I am martial artist. Yeah. Sorry about this, gents. Would you mind putting away those scary-looking muskets and knives now? We're just trying to relax before our big show. I hope you can understand. Oi, you're the ones who started it. And I absolutely understand you're upset. But can't we just keep it cool? Since this is a tavern and all? What's the big idea, Neza? What are you trying to pull here? You would have me remain silent in the face of such shame?
What's going on here? Are you two fighting? Got it. Let's wipe the floor with them. I kinda wanna choose violence, but I shouldn't. What's going on here?
Indeed, affirmative. Of course, now is the time. Let's slip the dogs of war. Ringmaster, glad to see someone else with their head on straight here. Head on straight here. Go on, talk some sense into this idiot. These seamen, the root of evil. Therefore, I shall cut them down where they stand. Oh yeah? You're still on about that wench? If you're trying to draw in customers, you're doing a terrible job. And what are you supposed to be anyway? Another Oriental or something? That's right, I'm talking to ya. So you're the ringmaster, eh? What kind of company are you running, letting your freaks run wild like this?
So what exactly happened here anyway? Please listen, Master. To begin, once we entered this cavern, Matcha there sat at a gambling table, began drinking.
Hey now.
Whatever became of the mission, he lost at dice more and more, even demanded I bet our travel expenses. Matcha, what were you doing?
Whoa, keep that to yourself.
Nothing better to do, so I followed his example, joined him, gambling table. Had no idea what I was doing. Beer was so bad, it was undrinkable. Then, at my lowest moment, third-rate seaman gestured towards me, called me a prostitute, and began touching me near my waist. Yeah, can we beat him up? You know, he deserves it. That I did not mind. He did treat me to some milk. You didn't mind? Because he bought you milk? That's surprising. You didn't mind? Next, he made me sit on his lap, told me to pour him another glass. That sort of frivolity, I also do not mind. You didn't mind? Are you sure you don't mind even a little? You didn't mind? What? I do not mind, however. This seaman remained in high spirits, yet as he kept drinking, burst into tears. He began to complain how sad my body is. Can you believe? Rude! This body, given to me by Tai Zenren himself. How dare this man appraise this body as sad? How dare he? That's what bothers you about this? That's about when I couldn't take it anymore and tried to go smooth things over. According to that sailor, Nez is so light that he figured she wasn't eating well enough. And that got him thinking about the kid he left behind in his own country. Wait. So he wasn't being a creep then? I mean, he sounds like a creep, but at the same time. Nah, he's still a creep.
Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with that. So why the hell this wench of yours? Go and pull a weapon on me.
I mean, you called her a prostitute, my dude.
Haha, don't worry about it too much, young ringmaster. This guy's just a big old lecher. He was just trying to get your wench to feel sorry for him, so he could take her to bed. He does this all the time.
He does this all the time?
Sure ain't much fun to be had in a Puritan port town like this after all. Yeah, neither we sailors nor you performers belong here, so we might as well get along, ha ha!
True. Neza was out of line. I apologize. Neza was not out of line. True. Robin was out of line. He'll apologize. You know, I wanna make Robin apologize. I mean, to me, like, neither of them are really out of line, but if I had to choose between one or the other, to me, Neza was fine. He was being a creep to her. That is so creepy.
It's like, hey there, lady, sit on my lap. Pour me a drink. You remind me of my child.
Creep. Creepity creep. Oh yeah, Robin, you can go apologize.
Me? What'd I do? Not keep a close enough eye on her?
Robin, the reason why we're all in here is because of you wanting to go in here to play some games and drink.
Yeah, alright. I had a feeling it might go this way.
What's going on? What's all the commotion about? I rushed here as fast as I could, but all I see now is people drinking happily. Come on, what happened here anyway? I see. I suppose I understand. I'm just glad matters were resolved before it got out of hand.
Haha! Performers, eh? If the storm out in the bay keeps us stuck here, maybe we'll go see your show for ourselves.
A storm? Has there been a stretch of poor weather out in the bay? Is that why you're all hanging out in this tavern?
You got it, Specs. Gotta say though, I'm surprised you even thought to come to perform here in Salem at all. What sort of show will you be putting on?
Oh well, we were thinking of...
Hold it, all of you. I want to hear what you have to say too. They say you're going around telling everyone you're traveling performers. But I don't buy it.
Oh.
Ringmaster. The guy's been sitting in the corner for a while now. He's one of the villagers, not a sailor. I run a general store here in Salem. I've been to Boston a number of times, but I've never seen any entertainers like you before. I know there's a lot of strange folk in the theater, but no one would ever come to Salem looking to get rich. Unless you're secretly up to something dirty, shameless business. Like the sailor said. For that matter, you're awfully young to be a troop leader. How many shows have you performed anyway? This will be our first. What was that? Whoa, it's not what it sounds like. She means this will be our first time performing with our current members, naturally.
Another problem on our hands, huh? Senpai, Ringmaster, please let me handle this. I have some notes from Chaldea for situations like this. Sir, I can see you care deeply about this town, and I understand your concerns. But I assure you that despite our appearances, we at the Misaki company are good, God-fearing people. We may not be Puritans or Quakers, but we always perform with gratitude for all of God's blessings. We pray every day, and as long as there's a church nearby, we make it a point to attend Mass as well. On our way here, we heard about a village in New England that no other performers will go near. A village where good people live pious lives. A place that truly lives up to its name, the city upon a hill. As fellow Christians, we hope to learn from the people of Salem's example. You know, I'm so glad Mash came along because she can say these kinds of lines. I would just pick a fight at this point. I'd be tempted to solve my problems with my fists. I know it's bad. And if we can bring them some joy in return through the only trade we know, we could ask for nothing more.
The city upon a hill, huh? I can see that you mean well. And given what happened in that little tussle earlier, I can also see you want to blend into our town without causing trouble. Even if you are a bit on the unusual side. Humph. That said, I don't want you leading us to temptation. People say that we Puritans hate plays, novels, and dancing, but that's giving us too much credit. It's not wrong, but it's not quite right either. We do our best to minimize those distractions in our lives precisely because we are drawn to them. Every child knows that plays are fun and exciting. And this tavern certainly sees its share of people coming in looking to relax and enjoy themselves. The people of this village purposefully go around, turning blind eyes to each other's failings, as long as they only involve a glass of hard cider. We're all of us frail vessels, and so we do not invite further temptation into our lives. That is my concern about your troupe. Hard cider is pretty great stuff.
I understand as performers. I understand that as performers, we may not be welcome. But does it mean we're not allowed to be here at all?
That is not my decision to make. But if you're willing to demonstrate what sort of play you mean to put on, that might go a long way towards changing the people of Salem's minds. If you insist on performing, I'd be willing to speak to the Reverend and other respected villagers on your behalf. Why not try putting on a small show for them and getting approval from the village that way?
I see. Senpai, I think this could be a good opportunity. Definitely.
If you refuse to do so, and mean to ply your trade without regard to the villagers' sense of piety, then I would prefer that you leave. The barkeep tells me your guest at Professor Carter. All the more so in that case. If you don't want to be hauled out before the judge, you should go somewhere that's more welcoming to outsiders, like Rhode Island or Pennsylvania. This is Massachusetts. Ours may be a small village, but the eyes of God and His justice are upon us all. I don't want to see anyone hanged here.
Hanged?
About 4 years ago, I think, I saw a criminal hanged in Boston's town square. There was a talk of witches and foul play. Perhaps you heard about yourselves? Oh ho, witches you say? Now that's something we'd like to hear about. Finally, something relevant to the mission.
If I may, Senpai, I think we should do as this man suggests. It's a good opportunity, and would make our investigation considerably easier. I guess this is kind of a test then. Sounds good, though I am worried about the others. Sounds good. I can see you have concerns. I believe there was a play in the book Anderson gave us that should be perfect. If it's alright with you, Senpai, shall we go with that one? Okay, let's do it. Understood. Then I'll speak to this man and request his assistance. Now, we should head back to our room and get ready to perform. Oh, and if you're wondering about Abby, I escorted her back to the town center. She was a little shaken up by the gunshots, but she regained her composure soon enough. At least, I think she did. Poor Abby. I'll do one more. Yo, these cutscenes are so long. But yeah, I'll do one more. Because I want to fight. I want to pick a fight now. Should be good. Let me grab my water real quick. Take a sip because it's so hot. Hydration good.
How long has it been since I last saw a play? What a waste of time! What a waste of perfectly good lamp oil.
Get out if you're gonna complain, sir. You don't have to be here.
What nonsense is this? We worked so hard to build our town hall, and to fill it with such frivolity. I don't even see that Reverend here. Where is he? I'm told he had to attend to someone who fell ill, and can't make it tonight. But this should be enough. Alright, Ringmaster Misaki. We're all here. Go ahead and start the show.
Got it. Let me just check on the actors. Got it. Okay, everyone, remember, just like we planned, you should already be familiar with the play from looking it over at Chaldea. We may not have been able to bring the actual script, but you should all have your lines from the notes I gave you. Matahari, You'll play the Queen of Sheba. A strikingly flamboyant role, Sounds right up my alley. Robin, you'll play King Solomon.
Yeah.
And of course, Senpai, I'm sorry, Ringmaster will lead everyone through the production. You'll have multiple roles, so you're going to be busy. I'm gonna have multiple roles. Am I gonna be like rock number 1, tree number 3? Am I gonna be like soldier number 5? This is pretty nerve-wracking. You've been a huge help, Mash. Thank you, Ringmaster. It's been a fun change of pace from my usual work. Of course, now that we actually have to perform, I'll be helping out from the side of the stage as a narrator and prompter. I did have important things to do back at the house, you know. This is part of our mission, Medea.
That's right. We need to let these people get to know all of us, albeit carefully. That said, I'm only a bit player this time around. Don't screw this up, Robin. I don't know why they picked me. I said I was fine being a tree. Why do I keep feeling like there's something staring at me? The gaze of our audience. Act now, or not at all. Show off.
Stare.
Humph. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule for my guests, Your Honor. I am not here as a drama critic. I will not judge the quality of the performance. It would hardly be fair of me to go around espousing Puritan values after all. I will merely be determining whether this production is suited for the good Christian people of Salem. A perfectly sensible choice. Can you tell me what the company will be performing today, Miss Mash?
Of course, Mr. Carter. Tonight, we'll be performing a story from scripture. Solomon and the Queen of Sheba.
Well, that sounds lovely. I can't wait. I'm afraid we don't have any velvet curtains, but please go ahead and get started.
Ahem. Good evening, distinguished guests, and thank you for accepting our invitation. On behalf of the Misaki company, I would like to say that we cannot express our gratitude to you for taking your time to be here this evening. Tonight, we will be performing a story about the most enigmatic queen in the Bible. She was the queen of a prosperous southern nation, somewhere south of Arabia, or perhaps to the east of Africa. Ooh, hello. This queen was drawn to King Solomon, known far and wide for his peerless wisdom, and decided to journey across the desert to meet him. Tell me, do you know what a true desert is like? An endless sea of sand that stretches out past the horizon. A land of death, where not a single drop of water can be found. To cross it, the queen ordered hundreds of camels accompanied by thousands of soldiers and attendants to form a single file procession. Each camel was laden with incredible treasures, gold jewels, and precious frankincense. Her story begins with the queen perched on a camel, surveying her procession. Am I playing the role as a camel? I am the camel here. How depressing. I don't mind traveling by camel. But what will I do if I travel all the way to Jerusalem and still cannot meet with King Solomon?
Why does this wind you so, Your Majesty? You've thought of nothing else for these entire 2 months of travel. We're 2 days away from the Red Sea Harbor, and Jerusalem is still farther. Besides, see for yourself what mountains of treasure you bring. 120 talents of gold, more than even 20 camels can carry. Sapphires, ambers, opals, garnets, and other precious jewels. The finest frankincense our nation has. Never before has such a vast array of treasure been brought on such a journey across the desert. More even than that, your Majesty's beauty is renowned far and wide. King or not, there is no man alive who would refuse you.
Is that so? I'm not so sure about that. These treasures are merely tokens of my good intentions, to show the people that I am trustworthy. The true cargo I bear lies within my heart. For this man was born to be king, and has been blessed by God himself.
I'm afraid I do not understand. This man may be a great king, but he is still just a man. If you flatter him, he will grow conceited. If you appeal to his greed, riches will blind him. If he is truly born to be a king, it is not all that more reason for him to rest on the laurels of his lineage. It is true that Israel is much more peaceful and far easier to trade with now than it was under its previous king. But I still have my doubts about his wisdom.
Keep such thoughts to yourself now that the harbor is in sight. One never knows where the ears of the king might be lurking.
As you wish. What's this?
Yo, it's me! I'm the queen soldier! First I was a camel, and now I'm the soldier.
Caravan leader, something is amiss at the head of the procession. It appears to be an ambush by bandits. They never learn, do they? We should be nearing an oasis. Thieves often congregate in such areas, so I expected some issues as we drew near. Some poor fools cannot resist the temptation our caravan offers, in the possibility of its riches.
If you expected as much, then I trust you have also prepared for such attacks. Is there anything I can do to drive them off?
Surely you jest, your majesty. Rest assured that all is taken care of. We have plenty of capable fighters at our command. These fighters do not work merely for money. They are warriors of honor, faithful to the queen and the country. I will send them out alongside our own soldiers, post haste.
My, but aren't we pompous all of a sudden? But very well then. I will leave you and your fighters to your task. Yo, and look at me, I'm gonna be acting as the enemies. That is what I be. A camel, a soldier for the queen. All the random enemies you see here, they're all me. This is me acting. Look at me being the soulless man.
It is I, soulless man. The great actor.
This be fine. I'm gonna assert my dominance as the greatest actor there ever be. Wee! After this, I'm hungry. I gotta eat something. I had chicken broth and rice earlier today for brunch, but I'm hungry now. For dinner, maybe I'll have a taco. I can make myself a taco. Tacos are delicious. Or maybe I'll have McDonald's. I'll be like, bro, when you're finished with work, can you bring me back a hamburger with extra pickles, please? Kid, thanks. It depends on my mood for what I eat. I love instant noodles. I like a lot of foods actually. Do you think I did good acting as the enemies here? You know, all the soulless men? Yo, I did it! I survived! And now it's 10:01. Perfect time to make myself a taco. Specifically, I have taco meat in the fridge. It's
It's hamburger meat basically with taco seasoning. My dad made some guacamole. I have some salsa. I have cheese. I have sour cream. I got this. I will eat good. I'm gonna make myself a taco, assuming he did not use it all. I mean, I don't blame him if he did because it's been in the fridge for like a couple of days. But yeah, time for food. So thank you everyone for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day and epic gacha luck. I will make myself a giant taco now. See you later. Bye bye. I'm hungry. I deserve food after acting out in an epic play.